Hello and welcome to another studio vlog with me, Carolyn, from Crafting with Glorious Purpose, where here we make unique or custom gifts for you or that special someone. This week is a market week and we're going to get going on this. Hello, and this is a market week. It also is the Monday after our launch on Friday for our Legends and Lore collection. We still have received 0 orders, so pretty much where I thought it would be. A lot of interest, but no buyers. So we will be taking some merchandise to the event on Saturday. You'll have to excuse the sound of my voice. We went from a beautiful 80 degrees yesterday down to 30. So I sound like this. I did get my samples. I gotta say, I was little. Don't get me wrong. I don't want this to come across as I'm grateful and I don't like them, but they're not exactly what I thought they were. But I got my black mugs. If I can get it to focus. There we go. The color on it is great. The only thing that I'm not a fan of is you can really tell, not so much in the lighting down here now, but you can kind of tell. I don't know if you can tell on camera, and it doesn't look like you can. The black does not match. So there is an actual, I thought it was a black mug that they printed on, and these are sublimation black mugs. So I didn't want mugs that had the big white band where the handle was. So I was kind of bummed that these are still sublimation mugs, and you can kind of see the black doesn't match where the sublimated black stops and the black mug is. It's very, very subtle, but it's a thing that bothers me. I also got my shirts, which turned out okay. I might make tweaks to them, but we are going to go with them. So let me show you what they look like. Let me pin this on here real quick. Hopefully you can hear me. But there's my Sasquatch, and then there's the back. I think these turned out really cool, and I'm hoping I've got a large in the blue and the black, and then an extra large in the blue and the black, so that I could have both colors represented and have the mugs for Sasquatch. And I have 2 of the shadow boxes ready. So all in all, not too bad. I'm hoping, I got my stickers are all cut and ready to go. So I have those. I did my tablescape this weekend, and I have my little list of what I need to do this week before the show on Saturday. I also got an email on Saturday that the package I delivered, that was picked up by UPS, delivered by UPS, confirmed that it was delivered by UPS, didn't make it to the customer. So now I have to call UPS and find out what's going on, and probably have to ship a new one out to this customer. I was kind of bummed to see that even though you get tracking information, and it went with insurance, it went with the whole tracking and sent confirmations 6 ways to Sunday, it never made it. So I got to do that this week, is probably fix that order. But first thing I want to do, as soon as the post office opens this week, I'm going to call them and talk to USPS. So I'm going to put that on there. And I think that is going to be our week. I am on the later shift this week, so it is super early right now, but I'm going to go up and get some breakfast and slowly start my day. But yeah, I don't need to log on till 9, so I'm hoping that I can cross some of this little stuff off my list. Nothing too major. I I have, packing on here, but a lot of it's work adding the new products and stuff into Square and things like that. So I had to clean up my Square account. I am going to take the wristlets with us to see if I can offload some of those. But like I said, all in all, it's mostly making sure that I have that kind of stuff ready. Tablecloths is going to be for an 8-foot table, so I need to swap the 6-foot out for the 8, and little things like that. So I'm going to bring you along as I work on stuff, but it's not going to be a too labor intensive week, but I want to bring you for the market because hopefully they don't have music playing. Like every time I go to set up or do something, music starts getting blared, and then it's just, I can't play that game where, thankfully none of my other stuff got copyrighted from this last one that I posted, but still, it was pretty loud, especially since it was in a gym. This one is in a smaller venue. So I'm wondering that they're probably not going to play music. If they do, it might be very subtle. I don't know. Because they're going to have the Easter Bunny and a couple other things there. So I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, it's only a small event. It's only from 1 to 4. It's not a big, full day. So we'll give it a go. We'll see how this one goes. So I will catch you later today. Probably won't do anything this morning. Probably do some tidying up. I made a train wreck of the house when I was doing my tablescape and stuff. So I still have, some things everywhere, but shadow boxes I took out, things I wasn't going to take. And, so come lunchtime, we'll hook up. Hello everybody and welcome to Tuesday. So we are down here early. It's a little before 8, so it gives me about an hour to kind of get my crap together. So I have, sorry, bumped you. I have this morning to clean up the shadow boxes. So that's my main thing right now, is I want to get those ready so that I can pack those in the box and get everything packed for the event for Saturday. So cleaning up those is a numero uno today. I also need to add a few more things into Square for the legends and lore so that I have them. I need to make listings for the mugs. I need to make listings for the shirts because those are things that I don't normally have in as stock, so I definitely need to do those, so that creating a product is a little different than just adding them into Square. For a product that you already have, you just duplicate and whatever. So I needed to do that. I also went in and made sure I had the right tablecloth because if you watched a few vlogs ago, I totally screwed that up. So I have my 8-foot one packed because we are getting an 8-foot table. The event is from 1 to 4. And I'm hopeful about this one. This one could be cool. So we'll see how it goes. I still haven't heard anything from this lady about the missing USPS package. It looks like it was delivered, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But once I hear from her, we can kind of make it right. So I'm still kind of waiting there. The other thing, tomorrow I have an appointment to look at a little retail space. So I was reached out, a little small business called Mindful Living here in the area is a little wellness center that does, massage, acupuncture, things like that. But they are very dog centric with, and she's an artist as well, but she does a lot of painting. She's got amazing paintings and stuff. But she reached out to me based on, my products, and seeing if she wanted to have like a little waiting area in her office, so that when people were there, if they wanted to shop and support small businesses. And I was like, yeah, I would love to. So I'm meeting with her tomorrow to look at the space and what products we think might be a good fit. But she's a dog lover and wanted to put some of that stuff in there. And her little pup is sometimes in the office with them. So um, it'll be interesting. So I'm hoping to get a little traction there, and that is, obviously my little exciting news for this week's vlog. I've never done that before, and so I'm not sure what to expect. I'm pretty excited to have my stuff somewhere. I did have to do some recon through Shopify to figure out how to do a QR code, because to be honest, that I did not understand, like, how people do that in their booth, where they just put up a QR code for you to pay them. So I don't know, do you punch the number in? Is there whatever? But from what I found out on Shopify, you actually have the ability to create a collection that's hidden from your online store and just have it be a retail space, so that only the products you add into that collection are the ones that are there, so people can scroll through, add it to their cart, and shop. So that's how I have it set up. I was thinking it was going to be a lot harder than it was, so I'm kind of glad. But I'm going to do that. So yeah, I got that taken care of, and I am going to see what products will fit in the space. I'm thinking probably the coasters and maybe some dog stickers would probably be the best for that little space. She sent a picture of it, but it's one of those things that the picture kind of gives you an idea, but actual seeing it in real life will be how I want it to look, and how it's easy for her, because the last thing I want is more work for her or me. I kind of want this to kind of run in the background, and she doesn't have to micromanage it or anything. So other than letting me know if something needs to be added, but I should know that from my inventory. If I see things that are being purchased, then I can, go from there. I apologize for the stuffy nose. It is a whopping 20 degrees outside after being in the 70s. My sinuses are, oh, this is not a good season so far. I'm just excited for things to and I'm not allergic to pollen or any of that other stuff. All of mine are just temperature changes. Don't play well with me. So with everything on my list, I'm going to get started on finishing adding this stuff out, and yeah, good times. Hopefully this takes off and does okay. I'm This one's going to be a little bit of a drive for us. This isn't just up the street for this market this coming weekend. And after coming off of 2 in a row that have not been financially worth it, I'm a little concerned. So I'm hoping this one kind of gets me out of the slump that I feel like I'm in. And I still haven't gotten any orders yet for the collection. And I'm a little concerned, but it is very niche. So I was hopeful, because the so when you post to Instagram, you can go through and look at your analytics, and my analytics were actually very interesting, because normally it's women and I get very little men on mine, and this account has completely changed to either, like, some of the reels, like Bigfoot was heavily men, And then when the other cryptids came out, it was a split almost by like a few percent. It was like 40 something to 50 something or something. You know what I mean? Like very similar in men and women looking at the account. So, I mean, the reels just like shot up. Like normally my reels kind of do this like gradual thing. This one it logged in for like a few hours and then shot straight up. So I knew that there was some interest out there. I just don't know why people aren't buying. Maybe the products aren't what they were looking for, but we'll see what happens. I mean, it's still pretty early. And like I said, this is going to be an ongoing one. So I'm going to, I gave it a few days. So I think I'm going to post something else about the collection. I also want to leave some time to do a post about this coming weekend. So I got to do that as well. But I'm going to get started on, my hour here, my freebie hour of getting things set up. And hopefully, we'll do okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. So I just got back for my extended lunch break, going and visiting the little retail space that my stuff will be going in. I'm happy to report that is happening. So I was pretty excited about it. I got I got to meet Mara. She is very sweet. And the lobby is so inviting and so welcoming when you come in. I will get footage of it when I go back to put my stuff in there, but there's other little small businesses that are in their own little cubbies in the waiting room, so that when you're sitting in there, you can, before you go in for your appointment, it's very relaxing and welcoming. So I'm excited to be part of that. So we're going to try to put in a shadow box. I'm thinking the one with the plants maybe in the back of the cubby, and then maybe some various more popular breeds with the card coasters and keychains or stickers, depending, and maybe even a notepad or two, just to kind of have a little variety in there. Nothing too crazy. I mean, because it's a very small little space. It's probably like a 12 by 12, something like that. They're like little IKEA shelf, little cubbies. So I should be able to do that with the little foldable racks, this little basket, you know what I mean, and put the items in there. I will have to put pricing on there, and then I was thinking like putting the QR code with the instructions on a little one of my little stands that I have that I'm not using for the shows anymore, and putting that in there, and then that way they can scan the items and put them in. I'm excited because I think the QR code thing will be perfect for this and will not make any more work for her or me. And I will be notified when something sells, and when something sells in their space, then I can always go back and replenish things if need be. But super excited to be part of this little endeavor that she's got going on, and hopefully it gets us both a little more exposure. So stay tuned. I will bring you guys along whenever I get all my stuff in there. I'm hoping that after this show and after Easter, I can get things up and running and make some time and set up another little lunch break with her and get my things all taken care of and put into space. So we can work on that together. So I have a little bit of time left before I have to log into work. So I am going to enjoy that time. It is actually a very beautiful day outside. My sinuses are clearing up a little bit, but let's hope that temperature stays up in the 60s and no more of this 30-degree weather crap and snow. I'm pretty much done with my list. I got everything taken care of, and I'm going to treat myself with a little bit of sitting back and drawing. Happy Friday, people. It is Friday. I am reading a QR code, and let me tell you, yeah, it sucks. I needed to update the banners for inside my booth with my new website. So my QR codes that were in there were for Big Cartel, and since I have my own domain now, I wanted to update those on that vinyl banner. So I cut out white squares in my scraps and cut out the QR code to go over top of it. I did learn that, a little section fell off. If you can kind of see, there was supposed to be something there. It still scans. So I am struggling through this last part. I'm doing the reverse weed method. That's where you actually put it on the transfer tape before weeding it, and then peeling the backer off and taking what you need off. So I only have this little section in the middle left, and it is taking a long time. But I'm getting there. I've got my trusty lint roller to get these little itty bitty squares. I'm probably going to have squares all over me, but I'm getting there. And the nice thing is, this is the smallest one I have. So I do have one on my big banner, but that is a huge QR code. So that should not take very long at all. And I did also put a QR code on my car. So I have a rose gold QR code on the back of my car with my socials. So I'm going to scrape that off when we finally get a nice day We had a tornado watch again yesterday. I don't know how Pennsylvania has now become Tornado Alley, but this is the second warning we've had in so many weeks. So we have rain all day today, so that's probably not going to happen. And usually when you put on a decal, you kind of let it cure for at least 24 to 48 hours before it can get soaking wet. And so I want to have a couple nice days where I can make sure that it's on there. So I am almost done with my QR code. I am almost done with my morning, and it is almost 9 o'clock. So I have to get logged into work for my last day this week, which could not come sooner. I did work on finalizing and make sure I'm all packed. I do need to still go through my checklist. And the nice thing is no tables, no chairs need to go. It's just all product. So it should be a pretty easy setup. It's later in the day, which is also a great thing. It's 1 o'clock. Takes us about an hour and change to get there, maybe hour and 10, maybe even shorter than that. And then I believe they had set up for 11. I'd have to look and see. So we were thinking we could go, take our time, get up, head out, get lunch, and head over, and not have to get breakfast on the way. We can just eat lunch on the way. I think they are going to have food trucks and stuff, but I am an early lunch girl. I cannot wait till 1 o'clock in the afternoon to have my lunch. So, that is just going to be, that way we're at least full, we're set up, and then, we can purchase snacks or, whatever. I'm excited about this one. I think it's going to be really cool. We've not done that area before, so that makes it even more exciting. The other thing yesterday is I launched my hidden Easter egg on my website. So if you haven't checked it out, please go and find it. I hid it on a page. So I thought of this as a way to also get people engaged in moving around on my website and kind of snooping around. So hopefully people are intrigued to see what the coupon is or the discount will be. So hopefully people look through it. I had a good jump in my numbers on my website yesterday after sending out that reel, and I do want to send out something about tomorrow's event and a couple other little things. So I'm going to get working on finishing up this QR code, and then maybe my lunch break will be getting a reel or something together to put up. I will catch you tomorrow on market day, and we will keep our fingers crossed this will be successful. We'll catch you then. Alright, we're all set up. This is a huge room, but I got everything in there. I got all my legends and lore stuff up. And then stickers. Alright. So here's what we got. I just talked to another vendor who is like super lovely. So sorry for the mix up there. But everything's great. I already got compliments on my Bigfoot shadow box. So hopefully this is the place to be for Bigfoot. So we are at about 12 o'clock. So we got about an hour until everything's ready to go. So I'm going to go start sharing some stuff on socials. So let's get this going. Hopefully you heard a good show. Hello, and welcome to the recap of the show just this past weekend. So, we did go to this show, and it is really a great venue. I didn't get to walk around much. It was bananas the entire time we were there. People were walking around while we were setting up. There were people like everywhere. It was pretty busy. This was an event for an Easter egg hunt, a vendor show, but there was also a they were doing the signups for the summer camp, so they were looking like a job fair type thing. So there were a lot of people, just out and about and walking around. So we got there with no problem, and we had roughly about an hour, maybe a little over an hour to get there. And like I said, we've been there numerous times, but not as a vendor. We've been there. This is only their second show. They did one for the holiday season. So the one we did was for Easter. So it was from 1 o'clock to 4. They opened the doors at 10 and allowed you to come in and set up at 10. We got there at 11 and got things set up, and we were able to pull up right to the door, which was really nice. We didn't have to do tables or any of that other stuff, so that worked out great. And so what we ended up doing was we were across the stage from where the Easter Bunny was, so we got to see all the little kiddos go up and get their pictures taken with the Easter Bunny if they chose to. But it was cute. It had a really cool vibe. The lady I got to meet, she was super sweet. She, congratulated everybody for being there and wished everybody good luck. And we started getting people like almost immediately in our booth. I, at one point, had a few people behind her. Someone was looking and then somebody was waiting because they wanted to look through the stickers and other things like that. So, yeah, it got a little crazy around between like 1 and 1:30, and then it died off just a little bit because the egg hunt started at 2, and then it picked up again like crazy, and then by like 3:30 it was dead. So everybody had done the Easter egg hunt, did their walkthrough with all the vendors, and then left. With all that being busy, not a good financial show at all. So I ended up selling 17 items. My top item were stickers, of course. Behind that was a three-way tie with regular vinyl decals, nose art decals, and keychains were a big hit. There were a lot of people going through and looking for keychains. And then I sold one car coaster and one wristlet. I brought the wristlets with me and did a 50% off on those and sold one. So I was looking to try to offload some of the wristlet inventory that I had and thought, I had the space for it. I was going to try it out and see if this was the group. Some people rummaged through them, but only one person actually was like, I need a new one. So I really don't think that they're as popular as people make them out to be. So that was probably a bad thing on my part to start making those. But nevertheless, I will find a way to get rid of them. So for the actual items themselves, so for stickers, what was the best seller? I sold a hippie car coaster for a Chihuahua. I've got a Boston Terrier, a Golden Retriever, and a Pug sold as a keychain. The Nose-R decals were German Shepherd, Shih Tzu, and Weimaraner. And Baseball Mom, there was a butterfly and sunflower design that I had. And those were, and Life is Better with a Cat were the other 3 decals that sold. For cat stickers, I sold a Tabby brown short hair. And then the dog stickers were the Shih Tzu black and white and golden white. Good Moms Say Bad Words. I Was Made for Sunny Days. My Sasquatch sticker sold one. And my the wristlet that I sold was my Firefly design that I did. So that kind of made me happy. So yeah, I mean, overall, I wish we did better. I mean, again, table fee, that was it, and a little over that. Probably didn't cover the gas mileage out there. I maybe did, and I have to look. I don't remember what the vendor fee for this was. Ooh, it's $40. So I made one time my booth fee. Not a great show. Thing that I was very surprised, there was a lot of people there for the short window of time that vendor event had. So I did not see a lot of kids. So I don't know if it's because a lot of people didn't bring their kids in and those people were out there, or what, or maybe the dads hung out with the kids, but there weren't a lot of kids coming in the building. Few came to sit with the Easter Bunny, but that was about it. I was shocked, though, at the turnout of people that came to that event. There were tons of people in that room, and that room seemed big until there were a lot of people in there. Yeah, it got a little crazy, trying to interact with a bunch of people at the same time. I'm used to people coming in like a stream, so this was a little different. The other thing that was also disappointing were a ton of people, and I'm talking every single person, were all over the shadow box and all of the Bigfoot stuff. Not one thing sold for Bigfoot. So I was kind of bummed. I did have somebody that said I would buy that, but my cat would knock it over, which I don't understand how that's a rationale, because I was like, well, you can hang it on the wall. I mean, you can put it anywhere. And then another person that was talking to me at the beginning was, saying, because we were really just outside of Kecksburg, which had a UFO experience type thing happen there. And they were like, oh, you're in UFO county, so that's going to be, you're going to do well. And then nothing ever became of it. So I am hopeful that this Sasquatch event brings, actual purchasers. But, it is what it is. First time doing that market out that way. They said they will be doing one in the late fall for a Christmas type market. I don't know that I would do that one. I'd have to look and see what day it would be. I'd rather do something local, especially once the weather starts to turn. I don't want to drive an hour to go there. But I heard that it was really, really busy as well. So, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things that I have to think about, but give it a second chance, but more of a holiday when people are purchasing more, maybe might do better. So I'll catch you next week. That was the recap for this market. Overall, not what I would have hoped for, but all in all, really a nice vendor, a nice venue. The organizer was great, and yeah, it's just unfortunate. It's been a lot of the shows, people are walking, but no one's really buying. So hopefully this starts to turn around soon, because it makes it tough on us small business people. So So next week I will catch you, and hopefully we will be replenishing some stuff and getting things ready for our next Sasquatch market. I do want to also upload some new designs to my website and try to get some interest on Memorial Day in the summer months with some new dog stuff. So I hope that this helped you out, and if you liked it, give me a thumbs up, and if you do not subscribe, please think about subscribing and supporting my small channel, because every little bit helps. And I will catch you in the next one. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.